Hi you guys, my name is Farah. I'm an IMG from Algeria and I'm currently in my step 1 dedicated prep time, and I thought it would be fun to hop in here and give you some insights as an IMG who's prepping for step 1, but more specifically as someone who studied medicine and medical school in French. So basically, doing the whole transition from French to English wasn't an easy task. And I'm just hoping by these tips, it will make the transition easy for you guys. So yeah, let's jump right to it. So in my third year, I decided I should check more English resources, and that was a game changer. So as early as possible, definitely start using English resources during your med school. So basically, in our third year, we had microbiology. I used to watch a lot of sketchy videos, not consistently, but I was actively just trying to pick up the language, just trying to pick up the medical terms, how to pronounce certain medications, and that's really important. That's like one of the biggest things I had to get used to. Pharmacology in French and English is pretty different, and the way you use the medical terms are pretty different as well. So just emphasizing on how important that is. Also, having a group of people from your school that are also pursuing this pathway could be very helpful. In a sense, it'll allow you to practice medical English together, or just reference different resources together, or just seeing someone who did the steps before you sort of allows you to have that confidence boost and just say, if someone with the same background as me did it, so why not me? I know this is an obvious one, but just jump to the prep as soon as you can. Obviously, having to maintain your medical school and doing the curriculum for your med school, as well as the step 1 or step 2, whatever you're prepping for at that time, could be very challenging. So just keep in mind that the sooner you start, it'll be better. But for me personally, I decided to take time off my med school just because having to manage my intern year and the prep wasn't ideal. So I decided to just solely focus on prepping for the exam and then finishing my graduation. So yeah, another tip is obviously to be very realistic with your timeline. As I said, having to do basically 2 different curriculum at the same time can be very challenging. So maybe trying at first incorporating the parts that actually match your curriculum. For example, if you're studying micro, you should obviously check sketchy and try to just review some concepts. Or if you're doing any other biochem or any other type of specific material that you can combine by using different video resources, or just reviewing the actual material in step 1. Setting yourself to high expectations could eventually lead you to be very disappointed, which was the case for me. I was putting so much pressure, but with a lot of step back into the whole thing, and I just realized that it would be best for me to take time off and just dedicate myself to the prep and eventually take the step 1 exam. I got a group of friends that were pursuing the same thing, or even maybe a study partner. You just dedicate an hour or 2 of your week, or even day if that's a reasonable time for you, and just try to practice clinical cases or how to present yourself to the patient. I think that's really vital, especially for your communication skills in rotations. In my clinical rotations, I found it really challenging in a sense to do the whole transition, and specifically in the clinical exam, and asking the right questions and just trying to figure out what to do next, because my mind for 7 years was trained to think in French, and whenever I went to the whole part of me that was being a doctor, it was automatically in French. So doing that transition was really hard at first, but thankfully it was pretty smooth because I jumped right into it, as I said, with rotations, with the prep, and having a group of friends that helped me practice that on a consistent basis. Those are my tips as a French-speaking IMG who studied their entire life in French and who's right now figuring out the whole transition. Thank you for tuning in. And if you have any questions or any specific concerns, you can obviously reach out to me on Instagram at farah.feltane, and I'll just leave it right here.